We're now entering the last month of the legislative session here in Austin, and many of the deadlines on considering bills are fast approaching. We have good news on eminent domain reform. Senate Bill 18 is now out of conference committee, and the report has been filed in both the House and the Texas Senate. And so we would expect that bill to be approved by both chambers very shortly. With regards to groundwater, Senate Bill 332 was voted favorably from the House Committee on Natural Resources. The House Committee made one very important change to the bill, which has actually made it stronger for Texas landowners. The Senate version of Senate Bill 332 stated that landowners had a vested ownership interest in the groundwater below their land. The House Committee version simply states that the landowner owns the groundwater below the surface of their land as real property. This is a very important distinction because the opponents to Senate Bill 332 have argued that you do not own groundwater until it becomes your personal property whenever you capture it, versus the House Committee language, which clearly states that the groundwater is a part of your land and therefore you do own it as part of your land as real property. Under Texas law, that's important because the ownership of land and real property associated with land gives the landowner a vested property right. Of that, there is no doubt.
This week, the Texas House of Representatives passed SB 1420 by State Senator Juan Chuy Hinojosa from McAllen. This is the TxDOT Sunset Bill. The bill reauthorizes the agency through 2015. Although the bill includes many different provisions, most important for Texas Farm Bureau members to understand is that the governing board has been maintained by the gubernatorial-appointed 5-member commission for staggered 6-year terms. Additionally, the rural commissioner on the board has been defined as someone coming from a county with less than 150,000 people. Finally, the overweights and oversized permit functions currently under the Texas Department of Transportation has been moved to the Department of Motor Vehicles.
The Texas House of Representatives approved House Bill 1840 by Representative Larry Phillips this week. That legislation allows grain producers to vote to establish a Grain Indemnity Fund. The bill will now be sent to the Texas Senate, where Senate Chairman Craig Estes is a co-author of the bill and has scheduled hearings on it for Monday. The Texas House is considering legislation today that would authorize the Animal Health Commission to increase the amount of user fees it collects. Considering the tight budget situation that Texas is in, the agency received budget cuts that put it below the level needed for it to be able to perform its core functions. This puts the livestock industry in the state of Texas in some jeopardy of losing overseas markets and the ability to buy, sell, and trade cattle outside of our borders. In response to this, the livestock industry has agreed, begrudgingly, that the functions of the agency are important enough that we are willing to increase the amount of fees that we pay for this public service. The Board of Directors of the Animal Health Commission, which is made up of representatives of the livestock industry, will meet after the session to determine what functions are vital at the agency, what areas fees could be raised in, and a fair amount for those fees.